Alright, here we are. Wario surprised by yet another thing, and it's probably the fact that Syrup has another tower. How did she rebuild that thing? Alright, well, we're just gonna casually stroll through Parsley Woods this time. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, Syrup? Though the tower is far shorter than it was before. Oh, are we gonna have to kill those guys? We're gonna have to take out the spearmen in this chapter. Even the comically inept one. I'm sad about that one. Oh well, step 1, we gotta get to the castle first. Okay, so... look. I know we've seen the sprite, the tile set before, couldn't remember that word for some reason. But I have to admit, I really like this, sunset palette it's got going for it. It's a very simple thing, but you know what? I think it works. Just changing the feel of this level by, changing it to just nice orange colors. It's very pretty. Turtle doesn't particularly care, Turtle's just freaking out. Alright, so we're gonna want to carry this man who is freaking out in our hand. Definitely don't want to be lit on fire. I mean, good news is you get put out immediately. Bad news is you gotta repeat this segment, and I don't think you want that. Alright, well, you've served your purpose. You've broken open these blocks, which means I can proceed. Alright, so this one is a pretty long video. It is, of course, the finale, so it makes sense. Oh geez, it's this segment. This segment is the only, like, difficult section with these guys. You want to not kill them immediately, because the moment you do and they start freaking out, the delay after pretty much any of your actions is not something you normally really notice, or it's not something I much notice anyway. But you will notice it here. These guys will converge on you fast enough that you cannot avoid them. And if you can, well, you need some very pinpoint accurate timings there. Either way, I would not recommend messing around with these guys. Take this section slowly and carefully. Again, this is the one time where you really have to be concerned about them. It's like there's an actual puzzle here or something. Alright, anyway. Before we got to the Hell Room, I was starting to mention, final chapter, Syrup Castle. And it's a long one, and not the most enjoyable one, either. I feel like the quality of levels kind of declines as you go. This one, I was fine with. I like this level overall. Hell Cavern, not as terrifying to me as it would have been as a kid. So, not a huge deal. I suppose I can be patient, for now, to get through that. I've also got a little more owl control. And now we are... oh, coins first. We're almost at the castle. We're kind of inside of it. We are in a structure. It's just an open-air one at the moment. We could be more into a castle. It's entirely possible. And of course, this being the final level, we've got a whole lot of hidden paths that aren't usually shown that well. You kinda have to start smashing everything you can. Again, I use a map for this, which is probably why I don't completely load this level, because I can get all the coins without needing to worry about it. So far we've seen a respectable amount of coins though, even without these secret spots, so it's not like you're gonna be screwed out of the bonus game or anything, and by this point you should have a pretty good stash for the, panel flip minigame, so you should probably be fine on coins overall. Even if you don't manage to find the very well-hidden stashes. Though that being said, that one has a hint. But we also need to be wary of using up these spear guys. If you're not careful, you might kill these guys before you're able to use them to get into the ceiling. And from there, it's just a matter of guessing if there's a secret wall in this secret ceiling. And the answer is yes, there is a secret wall in the secret ceiling. Though, I think chapter 1, or sorry, no, actually that is a chapter. I keep thinking I'm going to get the terminology wrong, but anyway, yeah, chapter 1 did teach you to go above and beyond in secret rooms. Just because you've reached the void doesn't mean you've necessarily reached the end. Also, they're still going to throw guys throwing bottles at us even this far in. That's fun. I am fond of those enemy types in general. Now, if you could set me on fire, that would be great, because secretly, this is a burning block. I do love, also, just the way the end-of-stage music interacts with the regular music. Wario's just on fire, and you're getting this very cheery tune. It's fun. I kinda wish that had happened more often. Alright, let's see if Present Me can get this. I think that was bottom right? Got him. Past Me already has them, I don't have to worry about her. Me, on the other hand, let's see if I can figure it out. Okay, we've got either a very weird-looking snail or a wizard staff. And we're done with the stage. It's a very well-hidden final treasure, huh? Alright, well, that's all the coins. Got them counted out, and let's see what we can get here. Come on, give me a 2. Come on, take the money and give me a 2. Okay, that's very distinct. That has to be a 2, right? I'm pretty sure that has to be a 2. Like, the way that hangs was maybe a little ambiguous. Maybe it could have been a 6 or a 5? I'd have to see those again to see how, like, that part of the panel actually lines up, but no, after that second one, it was definitely a 2. I know a 2 when I see it. I know my numbers. Alright, let's storm the castle. I feel like that could be the name of a lot of these stages. This is probably the best stage that could be a storm the castle stage. Oh, and look at that. Syrup has brought along the Kongs again. Look, Hammer Kong, you stand no chance against me. Perish. You are bringing the Kongs to their deaths, Syrup. What's Donkey Kong gonna say when his cousin Hammer just winds up dead on his doorstep? He's not gonna be happy about this. Look, that guy gets real upset if you steal his bananas. Family? You're a dead man. Why do you think King K. Rool has never appeared after Donkey Kong 64, huh? Look, Donkey Kong had enough of the banana horde being stolen. Then his family got stolen. Like, more so than usual. Now there's no more K. Rool. His ghost is in Smash, that's just zombie K. Rool. Oh, here's a fun new enemy type. Let me just clear the way of rubble first. Alright, so we've got this, right? We've got coins. So what's this guy do that's completely irrelevant to that? So the wizard launches magic that turns Wario tiny. And you get this jaunty little tune to go along with it. It's very catchy, but yeah, at the moment we are basically just Wario Land 1 Wario. He is small, and therefore he cannot charge. But, being lighter, he can jump higher, so that's an advantage. Oh god, no, never mind, I actually don't like the stage that much. Sorry, I just remembered what was in this one. I'm not fond of this one. It's not these rotating bomb spikes, whatever they are, they're fine. I'm neutral on the subject. We have the treasure door already, that was quick. Or plenty of coins at the start, though. Which, by the way, I think the intent back there was to have you, become Spring Wario to get those coins, but I just bounced off the guys instead. Top right? Shoot. One up and one to the right, too far. They have the same bandana is the problem. Anyway, though, yeah, I was too busy talking about Donkey Kong for the 10,000th time to, actually mention, yeah, you're probably supposed to do that instead, but who cares? You can bounce off the Kong. You can use the Kong to your advantage. I genuinely don't know why Donkey Kong keeps coming up in this LP. It's weird. There's no particular reason. Anyway, this is why I hate this stage. This fucker right here looks goofy, but he's very heavy, and we need him to be able to get to this spot up here. Yeah, there's a coin cache. It's a pretty big coin cache, too. We've got straight up a whole new room as well. I considered skipping this one because having to get that seagull to be, like, pick-upable without accidentally butt-launching him into the, water. Yeah, that's not easy. It's incredibly not easy. And of course, you can't use the one-tile ones, because they have no chance of staying up in the air. They will fall to the sea. But yeah, no, that particular spot has really made me hate this level. I guess I would like this level more if I weren't LPing it, and didn't feel the need to go find that secret room. And if it wasn't just like a straight-up new room, I might not have even bothered with it anyway. Like, if it was just that first cache of coins, I might have just mentioned it and not bothered. Like this I could skip, but there's no reason to do that because it's very easy to get to. Alright, we also have another new enemy type. Or Wario type, really. We're getting a bunch of new Wario forms at the end. Small Wario was useful. This Wario, less so. We'll be seeing what happens to Wario here in a bit. It's not, like, useless or anything, but it's typically used as an obstacle more than anything else. Alright, so let's see. Do we have another one of those that I can... Yeah, I think I will safely check this out here. Wario is frozen solid and will automatically slide backwards. And we actually do need to use that if we want to get over here. God, the fucking way his eyes just shift when he's frozen. You can just see the fear in his eyes as he just looks back and forth so rapidly. Alright, so here we have to use a form we have seen before, but we didn't really get to see much of it. And that is Zombie Wario. That's right, ghosts just decay Wario's body in an instant. Now, because Wario is immortal, his soul cannot be ejected from his body. So he just has to remain in his dying husk of a body, but it can never truly fully rot. Fittingly enough, I also had 666 coins there. The number of the beast, and commonly associated to the one place Wario can never go. Well, one of two places. And if he could die, he would go there. Now, then again, if hell is a place you can break into, Wario would probably storm hell for money. There's gotta be valuable treasures in hell, right? I'm sure there are. Wario cannot die, but he will torture the unliving if it means more money. Alright, so we got the, I guess, shawl that Gardenia has. Gardenia Pokemon, everybody's favorite character. I think that's her shawl, right? She's got a green shawl. Well, now I'm questioning myself. So enough of that. Let's do Flippy Puzzle. Okay, let's see if I can get this one. Could be a 4. Nope, definitely has... No, actually that could have been a 4, couldn't it? No, actually, wait, no, I think the way 4 sticks up is probably slightly different from the 8, since it terminates there, doesn't move towards the center, so that makes sense, actually. Damn it, past me, you done it again. And now, for our next mission. Defeat 4 ducks. Alright, sure, why not? Okay, so this is one of those stages where we have 4 separate rooms that are paths to go through. And as you might be able to guess, if you have a keen sense, is we're going to have to defeat a duck at the end of each one of these. So, yeah, this first room fucking sucks and I hate doing it. The way these ghosts are patterned is very annoying. Alright, so duck number 1 is defenseless. Kill him. I mean, I guess these count as a defense up here, but they're not a good defense. It's like if somebody was trying to shield themselves with styrofoam. Completely worthless. So yeah, I hate the pattern on these ghosts, it's annoying platforming to me, so... Alright, door number 1 was not fun or good. So before we check out our next door, that central room that I keep passing by, that of course has the switch that will allow us to switch the blocks from one state to another, just like in the previous stage. Just one problem. All of the secrets in this stage, or, you know, some of the main secrets rather, are all based on not having flipped that switch, so we are never going to enter that room. It is a detriment to Wario and his eternal quest for treasure. But as you can see here, the bottom portions of the stage actually have secret tunnels, and this of course is the key to being able to get through all of the rooms without having to change from one block state to another. Alright, so the world is now open to us. Where are we gonna go next? We're going to go to the next room that we can access by default without any funny business. It's also the room where you get to learn how rats work. In fact, actually in general, enemies will always bounce in the direction they are facing. So, rats, for example, since they are enemies that you can't topple, they will always just be standing upright. You need to wait for that rat to be facing to the right so that you can cross the pit by enemy jumping. As long as you know that, that's a very easy segment. Oh god, it's this guy. Yeah, it's no big deal to be able to make it through that. Enemy jumping is actually... bottom right? Top right, darn it. But yeah, enemy jumping is actually pretty easy, especially on the rats, who don't like have any weird physics. Oh, hey! We got orb! Alright, so orb might seem dangerous, but as long as you don't let orb touch Final Fantasy Crystal, it's fine, nothing bad will happen. And if you want to know what happens when you do touch Final Fantasy Crystal and orb together, well... you shouldn't be that curious, it's to your detriment. Anyway, rat jumping is the name of most of this room's gimmicks. Gotta get some treasure over here, but hey! You get back over there. I gotta keep rat jumping. Yeah, you respawn or keep jumping. I don't know if that's a new rat or the other one. Either way. Follow me, set me free. Also, I believe they will always turn around after you bump them twice, so use that to your advantage. This is just the room where you learn enemy physics. And buddy, I did not care that much about enemy physics. It's a little bit ROM hacky the way the game kinda just expects you to figure out, like, extremely minute things pretty much at the last second. Because, like, we're in the final chapter, I don't have much of anything else to do, so the fact that they're now having us rely on this sort of thing now is, you know, not, like, impossible or anything, but kinda weird. I do prefer a game that, like, has very consistent mechanics. Like, maybe it has weird things about the mechanics, like the specific way the rats work here, but like, it'll come up more often, so that you know to do it. I don't have the best memory, so I will often forget mechanics if they're not, like, actively in use. Alright, so we want to zombie our way down here. Now, this one's pretty simple, at least. This is the better of the two ghost rooms, I will say. And that right there is the reason we do not want to flip the switch. If you flip the switch, that will be blocked off. So, we most certainly want that uncovered, because that's not an insignificant number of coins. And now we're in duck room number 3. Or duck room number 2, as it's known in the USA. Alright, die. Also, I love that you can briefly hear the, end of level jingle. Because technically the duck was dead, but it was still on screen, so... We've got a little preview of the jaunty theme that the 4th and final duck will be hearing when Wario enters its domain. Alright, so, one last trip through the undergrounds. Never picked these up. Alright, now here's the other worst room in this level. Yeah, that took me many tries to be able to do that well. It's very awkward throwing those blocks, and I don't like having to carve out a specific path. Now, obviously you don't need to do it in one, but I didn't ever get it in more than one. I always failed if I didn't get it on the first try, so... there you go there. Anyway, that is the other, spot that gets sectioned off if you try to flip the switch. Oop, almost messed up there. Alright, so that's our detour. And with the detour done, let's hop on down over here to the final duck room. We gotta fall right on that duck, and that's the game. All ducks destroyed. Alright, so let's take our orb and be out of here. Again, do not let the orb keep in contact with the crystal. Don't just haphazardly throw your treasure together, Wario. It's very dangerous. Okay, that could be a 0 or an 8. Nope, that has to be a 2? That has to be a... no, that could be a 3. Oh yeah, no, that... I don't think that was quite right for a 2, was it? Hold on a sec, go back to what it was before. I need to re-see that. Alright, we've defeated the 4 ducks. Now what? What could possibly be after defeat 4 ducks? Find the hidden door? Fuck you. You've de-escalated after finding 4 ducks. Defeat 4 ducks should have been the second to last level. I understand it can't be the final boss, but, find the hidden room is certainly a stage. So, alright, this one's probably pretty fun if you've enjoyed the act of ramming every single wall in hopes of finding... oh, a new Kong. In hopes of finding secrets, because this stage is just all secrets. It is just, in its entirety, breaking walls to find hidden paths. And, gotta say, I find this one to be pretty tedious. Now, I think in most given situations, the, like, boxes with bandages on them are indications of where the proper path is, so... it's not as though everything is completely unlabeled, so... let's see, is there anything in this room? Yeah. The little divot down there is probably where we need to go to continue, overall. But we've got a path over here. Or is it over here? Okay, yeah. Getting tricky with this one. Getting very rude with placements. Stomp. Alright, let's see. Oh, whole nother path over there, though I don't think that leads anywhere. Yeah, can you just be at a height where I can just kill you immediately without being a problem? Thank you. Punchy Punchington I'll take care of tomorrow. You are my #1 threat. Oh, jeez. Well, there's a very tiny amount of coins to get over there if you want an enemy jump. If you want an enemy jump. No, in the pit. There we go. That was a whole lot of hassle for, ultimately, basically nothing. You know, sometimes I just do this to myself. Okay, but yeah, no, like, this is not my favorite stage. I will say, I do appreciate that we started this game in a castle, and now we're ending this game in a castle. But it's Syrup's castle this time. She still has her own. It's not like she can be jealous of Wario or anything, she's still got her own tower. I almost wish there were more parallels between this castle and Wario's, though. I mean, she did have part of her castle flooded, but like, that wasn't a thing Wario did on purpose. He didn't want a flooded section. I guess Syrup does, though, for some reason? I don't know. She is a pirate, so maybe she just really likes the, water. Wants to keep it in. And you know what? Maybe she also just wants to, taunt, whoever's in charge of her water bill. Local water companies hate her. They would like her, on account of how much money they should be making off her. But they're not, because if they try to collect their money, she does stab them with a sword. Alright, let's see. Unspring, thank you, and... once again, Hammer Kong, you must perish. For the good of Wario, you must die. You were holding a silver coin, so like, you deserve death for holding that kind of money out on Wario. Should be illegal. But yeah, no, like, this is just the stage. Like, Defeat 4 Ducks, I was not fond of a lot of the paths on that one. I found them kind of, annoying to actually pull off, especially in the context of me doing an LP, where I don't want to waste time fucking up constantly. But like, the gimmick was interesting. Sections where you have to like... oh, that's a shame. Sections where you have to like, branch off from one central room and tackle 4 different things, those can be back and forth in terms of difficulty, and I think usually when I don't like that type of stage, it's like due to checkpointing. The only one I can specifically think of off the top of my head is the one in Yoshi's Island. I want to say it's Hookbill Koopa's castle? I remember being fond of that one, but I also like Hooktail as a, boss. So I probably replayed that one mostly for Hooktail. Or, was it? No, Hookbill, wasn't it? Because Hooktail's a completely different Mario character. Either way, though, yeah, Big Turtle. Big Turtle, played his stage a lot. I was fond of that one, and this one's good because, even though the game's main punishment is making you waste time, and messing up will waste a lot of time in that stage, I didn't mind it too much. I think a lack of checkpointing in that type of stage is worse than Wario Land 2 being kind of annoying in terms of, hey, you're immortal, so we're going to try to make the game difficult by wasting your time instead. Of course, that's not really the, idea for this stage, is it? The idea for this stage is, hey, ram through a whole lot of fake walls. In case you didn't get the point that that was a major gameplay mechanic, you're gonna figure it out here. Also, yes, most of the floor here is breakable. But yeah, no, in case you hadn't been doing that before, Syrup Castle, page... Story 4, god. See, I always mess up the terminology. Syrup Castle Story 4 is here to tell you to bump your head into every wall, to ram everything you possibly can. Just really scour everything. And let me tell you, I'm not here for it. I will once again reiterate, boy am I glad I used a map for this game. I enjoy it, but if I had to figure this all out on my own, I probably wouldn't be LPing Wario Land 2. I don't know if I'd be able to record this in a way that didn't drive me, or anyone else watching, insane. Oh, top left. Okay, cool. I was looking on the right side. I was also drinking water. I don't know what the hell that is. Is that just like a damaged frisbee or something? I don't know. Oh well, anyway, we've got the treasure, which means we are almost done with this stage. Oh, thank goodness. Of course. Then again, this one's annoying in concept, but we still have one story left to play. At this point, we're pretty much just spiraling around through the other part of the room. Butt stomp over here. Crush you. And I believe we've got more coins to collect. Then we've got movie sign. Alright, Wario's mustache will straighten out, as it always does. He will look at me real weird, and I still will not understand what that thing's supposed to be. Somebody was trying to make another ocarina, but then fucked it up. Maybe it's a hat? It's like sideways? I don't know. It's just a really fucked up version of Link's hat. Could be a few things. 0 or 8? Gotta be 0, right? Alright, cool. We're good. That was a pretty easy one to do. Well, we're not gonna complete this map before the end, that's for sure. Alright, so... now saving... for... the final chapter, final story, the final battle. Lot of finals here. Okay, we're starting out with a very annoying room and a very overall annoying level. I don't like this one, just in general. I mean to say just the entire chapter I'm not super fond of, but... final story isn't much fun either. There's a few reasons why I don't much care for this level. It starts annoying. It's got some pretty out there secrets. Not like out there, but... you might not immediately think of them. And I'm not getting the coins on the side of the wall there. Sorry, Wario. He really hasn't been responding much lately. Ah well, the less I have to hear from Wario the better. That's what I say. Anyway though, I will collect these coins. Even the high-up ones, although I did fuck that one up. I don't think I meant to do a ground pound there, but sometimes you're just accidentally holding down when you're jumping. And I'd been through this stage so many times that I did not care. So, in theory, this is a pretty short stage. In fact, if I remember correctly, this is like the bottom of the main shaft of this stage. So we want to avoid these guys, though if you want to make things easier on yourself, you can kill them. In fact, there's some over here that I'm going to do that to. Because over here they're just plain annoying, having to deal with these guys, so let's just Hope they're not facing us, and since they weren't, I'm going to kill them. Oh, nice try. Particularly determined to keep this man alive for that purpose. But for no longer after that, because I don't appreciate them trying to freeze me. Okay, this is the main shaft of the, main room. Sorry, bottom of the shaft of the main room. So yes, oh, we've got... I'm trying not to call him Drunk Wario, even though it's so obviously Drunk Wario. We've got Crazy Wario as an obstacle here, although we do want to break these blocks with a penguin, so we can get through here. Alright, so we've got the boss door over there. Yep, already. So, pretty short stage overall, except we're nowhere near done yet. Because, of course, we've got these treasure stashes right here. Got stuff over here, we've got a treasure to find. And I believe that is this, right? We've got, coins here, of course, but... I wanna say this is treasure? Yeah, cool. So yeah, as long as you haven't been taking too many hits in this level, you should have plenty of coins by this point to be able to figure out the minigame. Alright, Punchy Punchington, where are ya? Top right. Got him. Okay, so there's our final treasure. It is... a crown. Alright, so we can max out Wario's basic attack now. It is gonna take your entire treasury, however, Wario, I'm sorry. Alright, so let's waddle on over to the boss room. Alright, so we enter the room. And here is Wario's greatest nemesis, Captain Syrup. And now that we've begun the final battle, it's time to get owned on purpose, because... you may have noticed that the, main shaft of this level was pretty short overall, except there was something above it. There was no roof to be found in that room. So what's that about, you might be asking? Well, in order to actually access the upper portion of that room, you do need to get owned during the final boss. There is no other way to actually access, like, the height of that room. Alright, so let's break the old wall, and let's collect extra treasure. Bonk you, not bothering with all that. Let's just go here, and let's get wizarded in this, pretty annoying room. I do appreciate the fact that if you hit the wizard, there are actually two spear guys in a trench coat, but, if you accidentally run into them as Tiny Wario and they separate, it's so easy to get hit afterwards. I had so many runs where I just tripped into them, and they became two people, no longer able to use magic, but very able to wield a pitchfork, and just getting stabbed by that. Yeah, we have not gotten much, use of Tiny Wario, but let me tell you, there are some downsides, and most of them have to do with the enemy that produces it. Nope. I am not letting you do that. Okay, so we've got Tiny Wario done. Good. Tiny Wario's done, Wizard is dead. And we've got more coins to collect over here. So I will say, having to get owned by the final boss does kind of take the wind out of my sails a little bit. But let me tell you, it's more pleasant than actually having to fight the final boss for real. So, you know how I mentioned that since you can't die, the game's difficulty is wasting your time? Welcome to the final boss that is constantly trying to waste your time. So, if you get hit by a fire pillar, you are carried up to the top of the room. We already know this. Getting hit by a helmeted spear guy won't do that, but clearly you can't pick them up if they're on fire, meaning you can't use them to hit Syrup. And boy, her timing was impeccable here. After 2 hits, she'll seal her pod, and instead she will drop bombs. And if those land in the fire, they will create their own pillars of flame. Yes, those will also lift you out of the room. Hitting her, however, does nothing. You have to throw the bomb into the fire to make them able to hit Syrup. Yes, this is a matter of timing, and also yes, it is really hard to figure that out without knowing it ahead of time. This is not a well-timed fight, but the good news is, it only takes 4 hits to take her out. It's a small mercy, but at least it's something for this final boss. And with that, we've defeated Syrup. Oh god! I thought she was gonna land on the ground, but no, she's just in the fire! Wario, you just killed her! Alright, well, I guess that's that problem solved. Cool. Alright. Well, I guess we'll do a flippy puzzle. Alright, that was brutal. Could be a few things. Probably a 1 or a 7. Could be a 1 or a 7. Could be a 1 or a 7. Has to be a 1. Okay, cool. Alright, last flippy panel is 1. Because it's Wario. He's number 1. Okay, well, the rivalry's ended. I mean, I didn't like that fight, but I don't think that was deserved. So, I guess that's it. I guess that's the end of Wario Land 2. I guess that's, where we'll call it. Wait. Wario... No, Wario, we're at the end of the game. That's not 50% of the treasure, that's all I'm getting. Wario, you've killed Syrup. What more do you want?
Fuck, ow. Okay, I think I have to stop recording real quick. I'll record the rest later. My head really hurts. I'm getting kinda dizzy. Wait, hold on a sec.
Wait, what's the Wario sync meter at? I actually stopped checking that.
The room is fucking spinning right now. I can't check it. Okay, it's fine. I'll just stop the recording.